And it is underway. Headlights are on for the second week in a row as we've got 2 and 3 wide action here into the first turn, which is the actual name of that turn on the track map. Field is sorting out through the Williams section. J.J. Wang and Maxime Grenon right where they were at the end of the last race, and Olivia Hayward as well. Rounded out the podium last week at Daytona. They're 1, 2, 3.
There goes Marlon Orlando picking a couple of positions up. Georgie Trepsick that is, tried looking to the inside but thought better of it. And there's 3 notable straight shoots on this track where you pick up quite a bit of speed. We saw how heavy drafting was at Daytona last week. Of course, I'm not going to have quite the same opportunity here tonight. And cool conditions here tonight. It is another night race here. But it's still a lot of fast sections on this track to try to outbrake into braking zones.
J.J. Wang, as the first corner is called the first corner, the last corner is called the last corner.
There's some movement here in the pack. Flaum has gotten around Phil. Oh, and there goes Marlon Orlando. Oh, and there's more contact.
Oh, and more. Those 4 drivers all nose to tail.
Oh, and there's contact.
Oh, contact. Oh, and more contact as well. That's Vielma. Made contact with Silva after the contact from Watts. Oh, Grenon's going to have a run here. White flag. And he's here.
Oh,
contact. Grenon to the lead.
Wang gave plenty of room. Grenon sent it with the run down the front stretch.
Wang nearly back into Grenon with contact of his own there. Grenon gets a great jump out of this turn. He has the better run down the straight.
Wang needed to be close there to try to get some drafting help.
Oh, Grenon wide.
Wang's gonna send it.
Grenon went wide. Oh, there's contact. Oh no, Wang into the barriers. Wang will bring it back on the track, but that is going to be all she wrote. And with the last lap pass, Maxime Grenon is going to take the win here. One more turn to go. Now one more turn to go. Maxime Grenon takes the win on the final lap at Okayama. J.J. Wang leads all but the final lap, finishes in second.
A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Reputation.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. Welcome to the Top Split Strength of Field. This is week 6 of the Porsche Mission R Challenge, and we have a tough test for the drivers here today. It's Mount Panorama, otherwise known as Bathurst, in a much different track than what we've seen here in the last few weeks of Season 4 of 2023. We're currently watching qualifying. And hello! This is the one and only Matt Williamson. Unfortunately, Tommy Cook will not be with us tonight, but we'll go ahead and have a look at the broadcast, boys. Anyways, we will be back in full force for the rest of the week, but today you just get me. Tommy had a birthday weekend, so shout out to a happy birthday for Mr. Tommy Cook here this last week, just a couple of days ago. And we are ready for some Porsche Mission R Challenge action here. And I've heard from the drivers it's probably going to be pretty tough. You're going to have to tiptoe your way through this possibly. So we'll go ahead and keep watching qualifying here. Dario Frattini currently leading qualifying, about to put his second lap in. See if he can make it any quicker. And he does not. Misses it just by about 1/10 of a second. But still currently sitting on the top spot of qualifying right now. And here we have Maxime Grenon, who, if you watched the video package, or if you watched last week, you know that Maxime and JJ Wang had a heavy battle last week at Okayama. Certainly looking forward to see what Maxime and JJ have for us this week as well. And you'll see the elevation change, and that's it. That's all it takes. A very heavy car here, the all-electric Porsche Mission R. And here's a look at JJ. Just about a minute left here in qualifying. If you're here watching with us, thank you for watching. Drop us a chat, a little comment. Let us know that you're here. And appreciate having you on board here as JJ Wang has put in a fast lap here. That was the completion of the second lap there for JJ. Still a couple drivers out on the track trying to get their laps finished up. Will they make it to the stripe? Just a couple of corners left here for both Deventer and Cararini. Oh, and Cararini spins out. Here's the last lap for Deventer, and I don't know if he got it in. But nonetheless, this is going to set our field for Bathurst, and let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the front row, Dario Frattini is back in action here on the Sunday broadcast for the Top Split Strength of Field. And JJ Wang sitting right there on the outside. Starting third, Olivia Hayward. In fourth, Jackie Matthews. Starting on the third row, Ella Spice, and then James Watson. Starting seventh, Jamie Himmel-Smith. In eighth, it will be Roel de Mulder. AJ Coley in ninth. Georgie Trepsick in 10th. Sorry, not used to doing this all myself here. Maxime Grenon will start at 11th, not the starting spot for Maxime. We saw the spin out there on the second lap. Marcus Rybarczyk is starting in 12th. John Schneibel in 13th. 14th, Gianluigi Cararini. Chi Kuba in 15th, and Ramon DeVenter will start 16th here. We are getting ready to go ahead and start this race. It's standing starts. And we'll talk about this track as the day goes on. Of course, it's a day race this time, not a night race, which proved to be a challenge for the drivers last week. But we're only going to be doing around 10 or 11 laps here around Bathurst or Mount Panorama. 3.86 miles. They are, I think, almost or just over 2-minute laps here for the Porsche Mission R. And it looks like everybody is on the grid, so we will be starting here in just a moment. And there it is. Green flag waves. We are off here in week 6 of the Porsche Mission R Challenge. Oh, and automatically right there into a tight left-hander. And JJ Wang has already taken the lead from Frattini. Side by side here. James Watson trying to get around Ella Spice. Spice prevails around the outside. Behind them, Grenon trying to move forward here. Already has a couple of spots. Wanting to move forward quickly. You see how tight this track is in a lot of spots. And the elevation change is absolutely crazy here. Definitely the most elevation change we've seen in this series. Grenon and DeMolder still closest battle on the track, and Hamel Smith is right in front of them as well. And Ella Spice has gotten around Jackie Matthews. I think Matthews made a little bit of a mistake there. Meanwhile, JJ Wang continues to lead up front here, but Frattini is putting the work in. I think one of the number one things about the race today is just making sure that you stay clean. There are a lot of trouble spots here for the drivers. Grenon finds the inside of DeMolder and makes the pass. Grenon up to 8th already. And he has Hamel Smith and James Watson right in front. There's a big, long line of cars all here together. Grenon continuing to make passes. That's turn 1. They call it Hell Corner. And you can see why they would call it that on the start of the race. Very hectic. And now DeMolder trying to move to the inside. Can't quite get the run. Tries to outbrake. Not going to happen this time. There's so many awkward little turns, either uphill or downhill here. A total of 23 turns here at Mount Panorama. It is a tough course. And there goes Grenon diving to the inside of Watson. Grenon is on the move right now. Already up 5 spots, just 3.5 minutes into this race. Of course, a short race here. If you don't know already, I'm sure most of you probably do. Porsche Mission R is the only all-electric vehicle here on iRacing, and the battery life is not a whole lot. It doesn't give you a lot of time, and pit stops are very lengthy. So just a short 20-minute race here, and with the lap times, probably looking at, I think 10 laps today is probably what we're looking at here. So drivers, no need to make a pit stop. There is an incident limit. Incident limit is 17x, and it's just a straight disqualification. There is no pass-through penalty or anything like that. And track conditions right now, pretty prime, sitting at 79 degrees on the track temperature. As Frattini continues to try and chase down J.J. Wang. And there you'll see the track map. Don't necessarily need to use a track map that much, but here at Mount Panorama, probably a good thing to have. As you see JJ and Dario working their way through turns 9 and 10, about to head to Skyline. You can see why they call it Skyline. You can see the beautiful landscape there in the background. Really tough part of the course here on the downhill. The rear end of the car gets very, very light. You see how slow this section of the track is. That was Forest Elbow that they just went through. That's turn 18 and then 19. And here goes Frattini, gets the run. But Wang still has the inside positioning here through the chase. If Frattini can have a good run through this final corner, maybe able to get a run into Hell Corner. But JJ looking good, staying tough right now. We'll go back to a battle between Hamel Smith and Jackie Matthews. This is for 6th. And you see Maxime Grenon right there in front of him has gotten up to 5th, but starting well behind most of the competitors. Started 11th in this race. Was able to move forward quickly, but it is going to be tough to catch many more drivers here. Ella Spice is in 4th, but 3 seconds in front of Grenon. For those of you wondering, the numbers on the track map, that is what place they are in right now. So you see that number 1, that's J.J. Wang. See Ella Spice and Hayward very close together here as well. And then as I mentioned, you got to go back to Grenon. Now the good thing here for Grenon is these two are battling. May be able to make up some time. Grenon has gained about a second here in the last lap. We've had some problems for DeMolder and Trepsic early on here. They've fallen back to 14th and 15th. Chai Kuba is out of the race already. Completed 1 lap and then crashed. That was all she wrote. So a few good battles here on the track right now. Frattini continues to try to run down J.J. Wang. Ellis Spice trying to get around Olivia Hayward. And then Hamel Smith and Matthews still battling here. Smith getting very close. Needs to find a place to make this pass. Good spot to get a run. Does not elect to move to the inside. That's a place you can try to outbrake. But maybe just trying to force Matthews into a mistake here. heading into a very, very tight section of the track. Here's the onboard with Hamel Smith. As the Venter continues to have problems. And you can hear the tires on these downhill sections and the uphill sections. The tires really want to slide. Wow, Hamel Smith right on the bumper here. Frattini, this is for the lead. The same exact spot that Frattini got very close on the last lap. They're into the chase. Frattini all over the back of J.J. Wang. Shout out to Race First in the chat, and it was massive for JJ to get the lead there in the first turn. You are right. Oh, and Spice has gotten around Grenon. Or excuse me, Grenon has caught Spice. My apologies. So Grenon has been able to make up so much time here, but very, very difficult to pass here at Mount Panorama. But if Grenon can pass the two cars in front, we'll give him a podium finish, which would be huge after starting 11th. Again, if you're just tuning in, welcome in. It's a solo stream for me. Tommy Cook is not with us here today, as these three are getting awfully close. Grenon looking to force the issue. Not quite there. And up front, Frattini continues to hound J.J. Wang. I'll try to keep an eye on timing and scoring as we continue to watch these battles for third, fourth, and fifth. A three-way battle for third here. Looked like some contact with the wall. And now, here comes Frattini again. Frattini gets such a good run on that long straight. Again, if you remember, we talked from Daytona, drafting this car is very prevalent. Oh, we missed a pass from Grenon. He's gotten around Ellis Spice. Did not want to miss a potential pass for the lead there. We'll try to rack up a replay. Go ahead and do it now. Grenon pulls to the inside and is able to make it stick. Spice fought back pretty hard there, but Grenon was able to make it work. And that seems like the biggest place for passing here. You get through the tight sections with a lot of elevation changing. You go up the mountain and then down. And then when you're coming down that long stretch into the chase, named quite properly, that is the most opportune point to pass here, is into the chase and then also into the final turn, Murray's Corner, in turn 23. Oh, Grenon and Spice both nearly all the way over the turtle there. And we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of this thing. And here goes Frattini. This is That downhill long stretch. Look at JJ. Trying to snake a bit, also trying to get good entry here into turns 20, 21, and now 22. Headed into the final corner. Fertini looks to the inside, maybe just trying to put some pressure on JJ here. And Granon's gotten it done again through the chase. Hayward trying to fight back. Now Fertini right on the back of JJ Wang. JJ will have the inside positioning here into turn 2. Oh, nearly contact. Fertini's trying to push the issue. Wow, you saw Fertini, the back of that car slid a long ways. That's going to hurt the tires. Fertini's going to have to take it easy here for a few corners. Let the tires cool down just a bit before mounting the charge again. Spice. Oh, still trying to get around Hayward. Hayward's in the wall. Hayward in the wall there, headed into Skyline. And you can see how much Hayward has fallen back now. Spice has been trying to get around Hayward for the last 15 minutes and finally is able to get it done through a mistake. Those three have now separated a bit, but Fertini continues to hound the back of JJ Wang. It'll be 2 laps to go when they go through start-finish here. Fertini, only 2 laps left to make this thing happen. A problem for Wang. Fertini goes around. Wang super wide there through Hell Corner in turn 1. And we'll see what kind of speed Wang can put into these last lap and a half, but we have seen how hard it is to pass here. Even if Wang catches Fertini, I'm not sure he'll be able to make it happen. What an unfortunate mistake. After the race is over, we will certainly have to take some looks back on a couple of the passes. Definitely take a look back on that one. Wang with the big mistake. Trying to stay close enough to be able to catch this draft down the hill. But I think Fertini is too far out. Wang's able to close the gap a little bit, but not nearly enough. Fertini just needs to have a mistake-free lap here, and we'll have this race won. White flag waves, 1 lap to go. Closest battle on the track is between Ellis Spice and James Watson. Watson has been able to catch Spice over the last 2 or 3 laps here. That one will subside for now. As Frattini continues to extend the lead here. Headed into the uphill section around Quarry Corner now. Would certainly be a good Bond villain name, but knowing JJ, I don't think it was a distraction. Now headed downhill for Frattini. Coming to the tight corner that is Forest Elbow. And we'll go straight down the hill now. The gap is about the same as it was the last lap around for Wang, about 1.7 seconds here. Through the chase one last time. Only one more corner to go for Dario Frattini. Forces JJ Wang into a mistake, and Dario Frattini will win Top Split Strength of Field broadcasted race here, week 6 at Mount Panorama. That is a tough second place for JJ Wang. And Maxime Grenon came all the way from 11th to finish on the podium, and it was not easy. Olivia Hayward and then Hamel Smith will round out the top 5. Ella Spice fell back a few positions there, or 2 positions rather here. But it's Dario Frattini with the win. Let's go ahead and take a look back. And by the way, Ella Spice had an issue. That is how Spice lost 5th place to Hamel Smith. So let's go back. This is a replay. This is the pass for the lead. And let's go to JJ and go on board here. Into turn number 1. Just gets loose. Well, tight and then loose. You hear the tires. I think just got a little too hot into that corner. Goes wide. Frattini able to capitalize on the mistake. Those two had about the same pace the entire race. This gap after the mistake stayed pretty much the same. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get to the finishing order here before we get hopefully some interviews for the top 3. As you see, Frattini smashes it into the wall in celebration. These are the results for the race. Dario Frattini with a big win here. JJ Wang, again, a tough second place. Just one mistake cost Wang the race here today. He finishes 2nd, and a heck of a run for Maxime Grenon to finish 3rd. Finishing in 4th, Olivia Hayward, Jamie Hamel Smith in 5th, Ella Spice 6th, James Watson 7th, AJ Coley 8th, Jackie Matthews finishes 9th, Marcus Ryberzik finishes 10th. I know I butchered that. I'm terribly sorry. John Schneibel 11th, Roel de Mulder in 12th, Georgie Trepsick at 13th, 14th, Gianluigi Cararini, 15th, Ramon DeVenter, and 16th. Chai Kuba had problems early on there, just got 1 lap completed. Alrighty, and we will get to podium interviews now. And first up in the podium interviews will be Maxime Grenon. Maxime, wow, a heck of a drive. Struggled in qualifying. We saw the mistake, and you had a long ways to go to get to third place here.
Yeah, indeed. It was quite a good race from my part. I think I really extracted the most I could have. The pace was really there today. I think I was on for the win if I didn't mess up that quali lap. It actually was on pace for world records, sadly, but I just couldn't make it stick on the dipper.
Yeah, well, coming here to the track, we saw a lot of chatter about how slick this racetrack is, and the uphills and especially the downhills here with the car as heavy as the Porsche Mission are. Very difficult just to run on your own, let alone try to make passes. Yeah,
it's pretty difficult. I got lucky up the hill. I was really lucky in that I got to make a pass there because the person gave me room and we respected each other's space, which is always a good thing. But really, the main thing you got to watch out for is always the dipper and forest corner. They're very treacherous. You really tend to, when you step on the brake, the weight transfer really just swings the car around, and there's nothing you can do to catch it. So you can really ruin your tires around there somewhere.
Well, congratulations. It was a heck of a run for you to get to third. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank or shout out here before I let you go?
Of course. I want to shout out my dad, who always watches the broadcast afterwards. He always enjoys watching, and my wife as well, who loves to hear the interviews afterwards. So shout out to them.
All righty. Well, congrats again on the P3. Hard fought, and we'll talk to you next week, I'm sure.
See you.
Alrighty, that was Maxime Grenon, third place finisher, and now we will pull in JJ Wang. It was a tough second place there. Man, you fought so hard, and just one little mistake is what cost you this one.
Still kicking myself for that. I think Dario in general just has a hair more pace than me, but given that just the right run out of the right sections, holding the inside, there's not a lot you could do on the outside with how much you can spool up the torque in these things. But yeah, no, I guess disappointed, but all in all, it was a good race. I had to apologize to Dario. Like when I was close to taking him out, that wasn't intentional. My only thought at the time was I'm wide. I got to get back on the throttle, and then if I touched the grass, I would have spun. So that was my only thought at the time, and I think we got a little close, but I think Dario and I talked it out afterwards. But yeah, I'm never going to these things expecting to beat Dario, so to be close, I guess I'll take it.
Well, I mean, you fought hard. It was a great move to get to the front in the first place. I think you probably knew that was probably what you had to do to have a shot to win this thing. And what's it like? I mean, this is a very tough track just to run good pace by yourself, let alone have somebody breathing down your neck for 10 laps here. Long racetrack, a lot of tough corners. How do you kind of manage trying to push as hard as you can, but stay on that fine line of not putting yourself in dangerous situations?
Yeah, I think I did an okay job with that on the first part of the mountain, but the second part I still struggle. I think the second part is better answer for Dario. But from my end, the goal once you hit the mountain section is just to keep the car straight. Make sure that exits there's no parts that are squirrely. I was really, really careful about part, but I knew got most car as straight as possible. So a little uh, hard.
Unfortunately, JJ is cutting out a little bit. Are you still with me there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you now. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll keep it short. TLDR. Just making sure to keep the car straight. Just making sure all of your exits are straight. That's really kind of the secret to keeping your tires and still finding pace.
Well, you almost got it done. I'm sure you're going to get it done again here soon this season, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again next week. But before we let you go, who would you like to shout out and thank here?
Yeah, I'd love to shout out my team boss, James Watson. Shout out to the Team Watson setup shop guys. And yeah, for you for coming in on this F1 weekend to do this broadcast. We everybody in the PMR super appreciate it, and just like to say I'm glad to get the tin can TWR at least on the podium.
Well, love it. Congrats on the P2. I know it's not exactly what you wanted, but I'm sure you'll find the top spot here again this season before too long.
Thanks so much.
Alrighty, that was JJ Wang, and now it is time for your race winner, Dario Frattini. You were chasing JJ the entire race there, and just one little mistake is all it took for you to capitalize and take the race win here.
Yep. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it was. I was very annoyed I lost P1 in the first corner. I just took it too easy. I was telling JJ, really, I just didn't want to look stupid and go out in turn one. Because it has happened before. I definitely don't want to see it happen again. But he overtook me, and I knew we had similar pace. I just tried to keep the pressure up as much as I could. And he was really gaining in the uphill. I was gaining in the downhill, so it was pretty balanced. And I just saw he was starting to slide a little bit. I was also starting to lose the rears a little bit. But I think just trying to push him in all the braking zones. At the end, they finally cracked a little bit and gave me a chance to win. That was fun. I hope you had fun too.
Yeah, I mean, it was great racing from both of you. You pulled the line alongside of him a couple of times. Were you trying to make a pass or just trying to force him into some mistakes there?
It was a little bit of both. One time I thought I had him. I think it was maybe the lap before he made a mistake, or 2 laps before he made a mistake going into turn 2. But it's just very hard to make him stick around the outside there. So I actually lost lots of time. Other than that, yeah, I was really just trying to make him make a mistake, because that is the easiest way to complete a pass. But as the laps were ticking, I was starting to get a bit nervous, and I was hoping that I would be able to get a move to stick into the final chicane. I think I potentially, if I timed the run really well, I could have had it, but you hit me in a mistake, so that made it easier.
Well, congrats on the race win. You fought hard for this one. Who would you like to thank and shout out here?
Everyone who raced, you guys for the broadcast. I just want to say congrats to Maxime as well for the recovery drive. And also to all my viewers on stream. I wasn't streaming tonight, but they're a good bunch. I like them.
All right. Well, congrats again, and we'll hope to talk to you soon.
Absolutely. See you. Bye-bye.
All righty. That's race winner Dario Frattini. Wow. We have had a couple of really, really great races in a row here in the top split strength of field Sunday broadcast for the Porsche Mission R Challenge. And that'll do it for me here today, tonight, this morning, maybe the middle of the night for some of you. But thank you to everybody for watching, and shout out to Mr. Tommy Cook. Unfortunately, not with us here tonight, but will be with us, I think, again for Truck 200 tomorrow. Not many races left in Truck 200, so make sure you tune in on Monday for that. Venom Truck Series has returned. They are returning to Watkins Glen on Tuesday. Still races for the ASRL Southern Shore Southern Shore Realty Sports Car Championship on Wednesday, and the Maximum Velocity Racing League trucks on Thursday as well. And then we'll be right back here Sunday next week, same time, same place, right here on Turn 200. You don't want to miss what we got coming up this week. And shout out to Olivia Hayward and Raceverse hanging out with us in the chat here today. Appreciate you guys, and thanks to all the drivers for coming out and racing here for the top split strength of field race. A tough track, lower numbers than we've had, I think, for any other race this season. and was likely due to conflicting races during the time slot as well in real life. So shout out to all the drivers coming out and putting on a show for us here today. That'll do it for me here, for Matthew Williamson here on Turn 200. We'll see you guys next time as Dario Frattini has taken the win at Mount Panorama.